Ryan Garcia goes off on Errol Spence saying he wants to fight Errol Spence because of the lawsuit going on. Derrick James, Errol Spence's former trainer, apparently there's been a split, and it's the lawsuit's over the damages done as a result of the Terrence Crawford fight. And Errol Spence was supposed to pay his guaranteed percentage to his trainer, and he did not do that apparently, so that has resulted in them kind of having a split. And ultimately that's why Ryan Garcia wants to fight Errol Spence Jr. next, because of all the issues going on. You know, despite their short connection and relationship, Ryan Garcia and Derrick James, I guess, have gone that close to the point where Ryan Garcia is willing to fight Errol Spence at 47 or 54, because of the tension, the conflicts that's been arising as a result of the lack of pay that Derrick James received from Errol Spence Jr. Obviously, Errol Spence got paid a good chunk of change for that Terrence Crawford fight, one of the biggest fights in the history of the sport of boxing. Maybe not the most competitive fight ever, but Errol Spence is now being called out by Ryan Garcia. If you guys remember the Tank and Rolly fight, Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence made a bet, and Ryan Garcia lost that bet, sent the money to Errol Spence, and now there's this issue of Errol Spence not paying his trainer, Derrick James. So I don't know the whole details of the lawsuit. Obviously, it's coming from that payday from Terrence Crawford that Derrick James obviously wants his just due amount from. But to see Ryan Garcia calling out Errol Spence is kind of crazy, because before, let's take it back a little bit. 2 years ago, that's crazy. Ryan Garcia calling out Errol Spence Jr. Ryan Garcia just shocked the world, beat Devin Haney in tremendous fashion, gave him a hellacious beating, and now that's not such a crazy fight anymore. Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence, because you guys have to think about it. Errol Spence kind of needs a get-back fight. He needs that moment where he's on a big stage, he's fighting a big name, and could potentially get another big payday. And who else would be a better opponent right now in terms of big names in the sport of boxing than Ryan Garcia? And Ryan Garcia is calling him out, saying a lot of stuff, showing all the dirty laundry about Errol Spence Jr. and his coach Derrick James, and spreading it all over social media, painting a picture of what Errol Spence is like and making him look bad. So if I'm Errol Spence Jr., I'm taking that Ryan Garcia fight, because why not? I know you want the Fondoras of the world or the Tim Tszus of the world, but you're gonna have to probably wait in line, because Terrence Crawford's trying to get that fight after his August 3rd fight. But ultimately, go for a big payday if you're Errol Spence Jr., because I think Ryan Garcia is a winnable fight for Errol Spence. But who knows, maybe Ryan Garcia catches him and puts Errol Spence to sleep. That'd be man down for real. This could be a very interesting fight, especially with the narrative of Errol Spence allegedly not paying Derrick James the amount that he was owed for that Terrence Crawford fight. I think now that's an even bigger narrative for this fight to go down, and you have Derrick James in his corner, coaching against the kid that he basically built from the ground up. And it would be interesting to see Errol Spence versus Derrick James in that regard. Trainer versus former fighter. That'd be crazy. I think that's an interesting fight for the sport of boxing. It's all about Ryan Garcia. What does he want to do next? Because honestly, the cards are on the table for Ryan Garcia, and he has his selection. He's basically looking at a big menu. He has a big menu in front of him. He gets to call the shots. He's the hottest name in boxing right now. Everybody wants that Ryan Garcia payday, but I think in the back of their minds, there's a reason why we're not hearing any big fighter really call out Ryan. All the fighters now are saying, I was surprised. I now give Ryan Garcia some respect that I didn't give him before. But yeah, now you don't really hear people calling him out, and I think there is a good reason for that, because they saw what he did to a guy like Devin Haney. If he just went in there and beat a guy like Rolly, if he beat a guy like Isak Cruz, I think people would still give him respect, but not to the point where you beat a guy like Devin, who's supposed to be that next Floyd Mayweather. He has that same kind of Philly shell, or at least he tried to do it. He got caught. Ultimately, Ryan Garcia just showed that he can beat that style. Honestly, the stylistic matchup, before the fight took place, you kind of looked at it, you're like, Devin may be a little bit, ahead of Ryan Garcia when it comes to, his IQ. Honestly, not a little bit, maybe a lot of it, but Ryan Garcia always had that Hail Mary left hook that could change the course of the fight. That's one thing I said. Even though I picked Devin, I said, you know, that one shot. Ryan Garcia just has to have one moment that could really change the fight, and he had that moment in the very first round. So I was like, you know, it's gonna be a tough night for Devin after that first round, because if that didn't happen, in my opinion, I don't think that fight goes the same way. I'm not saying Devin definitely would have won, but I think, you know, Devin bagged rounds 2 to 5. So if Ryan Garcia didn't hurt him early and show Devin Haney that, like, okay, I can crack you whenever I want. Whenever I land that shot, you're going to get cracked and you're going to be wobbling on your legs, out on your feet. So that really did change the course of the fight, at least in my opinion. But it's nothing to be ashamed of if you're Devin Haney. It just goes to show how hard Ryan Garcia hits. And a lot of people are going to say that, you know, Devin Haney was exposed. To be honest with you, like, he in a sense was exposed, because now we know, like, if he gets hit with a clean shot, then it's going to be tough for him to recover. Now, you know, it's a mental thing too. It's psychological for Devin Haney. Now it's like, anytime he goes up against a big puncher, is he going to be afraid to throw his shots? Is he going to be gun shy now that, you know, he's tasted power and knows that he's capable of going down and being hurt? So it's all about Devin Haney's mindset, and whether or not he can take a punch from any other puncher that's not even Ryan Garcia. If he can't, then it's going to be trouble for him, and then it's going to be really hard for him to stay at that elite level that we all pushed him up to be, because he has the boxing ability. There's no doubt about that. But as you're unable to make lower weight classes, and you have to move up in weight, which I think Devin Haney is getting to that point. If you don't have power, it's really hard to beat the highest level of opposition if you don't have power to gain respect. All the boxing, it looks good, but ultimately if you get cracked and you can't get the respect of your opponent with your own sense of power, then it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to beat those top names. It's just the way it is. How could you beat a top name? Even all the boxing you have in the world, if you're getting cracked, if you're getting hurt by, you know, shots that where fighters aren't even really throwing their shots that hard and it's cracking you, then it could pose a lot of threats and, you know, weaknesses for guys like Devin Haney. I know he can take a shot. It's just like too many shots he can't, because in that first round, I think that clean left hook could have put a lot of people to sleep. But, you know, people aren't giving Devin Haney enough credit for eating that shot in the first round. A lot of fighters would have gone to sleep in that first round from that Ryan Garcia left hook, but, you know, Devin stayed on his feet. I don't know how he did it. You know, Devin's just tough. Devin's a tough fighter, but not many people can stand up to that, you know, left hook from Ryan Garcia, especially when they've never tasted power like that before. But yeah, I think Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence, going back to that's a tremendous fight in my opinion. Now I think that now everybody's going to say Ryan Garcia has a chance, and honestly he does. Like, if you look at it, Errol Spence has that experience. Errol Spence is the bigger guy. He's fought at welterweight his whole career, so, you know, he knows his way around 147 or 154. He'd be the bigger guy and the stronger guy, but, you know, if you know Ryan Garcia can land that left hook at any time, then you don't know for sure that Errol Spence beats him. So we'll see what happens. Errol Spence Jr. obviously in a bit of a conflict with his former coach Derrick James, apparently in legal situation with him. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated with that scenario. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see Errol Spence Jr. and Ryan Garcia face off in the ring. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.